In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to Royale Urban Media. It's your girl, Cortez, and your boy.
Chris.
And we back like we never left. Gang, 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 gang. Yo, we got Mama Rum in the building today. What's up, Mama Rum?
I'm here.
Mama Rum, her name is Kim, guys. For those of you who do not know, she is blessing us with her presence tonight, and we are super, super, super grateful. What do we do to get this special guest?
First of all, thank you, baby. Appreciate it.
Mommy, speaking to the mic.
Thanks for the welcome.
Yes, please speak into the mic. You call in, you speak on the phone, so speak into the mic.
And what you're not going to do is talk to my mother like that. Your head wide open.
Hey.
But we still like Rum TV, baby. All right, so thank you so much.
Just one of our employees acting out.
I know, acting out. I'm sorry, somebody on the Rum TV staff is acting a little cranky on the Friday evening. No, we're gonna give him a warning. We'll give him a warning, okay? He got 3 strikes, all right? Okay, before we get started, everybody, I just want to have Chris just brief us on what happened, if you don't mind. You don't have to go all into detail, but the people want to know that you are really okay. I know they see you sitting here, but they were really, really, really concerned. You were getting hit up.
Yes,
I was getting hit up. Like, we just need to know, like, how are you mentally? Is that okay? Can we like talk about that real quick?
No, it's not okay. Skip Jack. I'm alright. It happened so fast.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I normally do.
Yeah.
On a Wednesday morning. I was driving and I was on 31C head towards White Marsh.
Mm-hmm.
And I never saw the guy who hit me until like a half a second before he hit me. Like, all I could do was prepare myself and hit me.
Now, don't get nervous. Speaking to the mic. We need to hear this. Go ahead.
You're doing too much. So I was driving. I was actually, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I just glanced at the time, and it was 5:57 in the morning.
5:57.
5:57. I was going to my next ride, and when I looked back up from looking at the time, it was like his car was right there. So there was a parked car on 695 with his heads on. Don't ask me why there was a parked car with 690 with his heads on 695, but there was
in the middle of the road.
In the middle, in the center lane of 695. As
wow.
Off towards 31C.
Yeah.
And so, by the police report that I saw, he had to have tried to dodge the car at the last minute on the right. And when he was trying to regain control of the car, he swerved back left. And he came across 3 lanes and hit me. So he had to be fine. You know, everything in my car was just going everywhere.
I know that was scary.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
you scared?
It was like you kind of see your life flash before your eyes for a second. Like,
right.
I could, like, it was the impact itself actually probably was the scariest because it was so loud. It actually kind of made my ears pop. Like, I just heard it ringing for I don't know how long, and after that, I really don't remember nothing because I believe I passed out.
The impact was like, yeah, it was hard.
A few minutes later, he was helping me out my car. I got out the car, and after like I got back up, I was good. Like I thought I was good, but then like, what I realized was it was just your adrenaline rushing. So you don't feel everything in that moment. It wasn't until later on, my mother and Cortese, of course, made me go to the ER.
That's what I'm supposed to do. Make him go to
That
the
was
ER.
very smart of them.
Thank
And
you.
I went to the ER.
Good job.
Thank
Yes,
you.
They
Yes.
took some X-rays and stuff. I don't got no broken bones.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
But I took a nap, and then later on, it was like I could start feeling stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Start to eat.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much.
Well,
that.
we're glad that you're here. We're glad that it
Yes,
wasn't
yes.
worse. The car, I'm so sorry because I know you
God
love
is
that
good.
car.
That's probably like, so the car was a blessing and a curse because I like my new car.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like my Optima.
Right.
I definitely wish I could have just kept the Optima,
But the new car looks so similar to the old one.
I know I did that on purpose.
Well,
Same
You
make,
good then.
different model.
Because so I'm gonna tell y'all why I went with Kia again. That car saved my life, honestly. 'Cause
So Kia, shout out to Kia for saving Chris. Well, first and foremost, God saved his life, but he put Chris in the Kia. You get the idea?
Whoa,
If you Kia, just joking.
So I got a Kia again because I really like. I can't tell y'all enough about like. I'm not really afraid of anything,
Mm-hmm.
but when I really think about like how many accidents happen and how many people, it was just an accident. A couple of days ago, if I'm not mistaken, 2 days ago, 25 people were in Expedition. Who makes Expedition? I don't even remember right now.
Ford
That's
Expedition.
what I thought. Okay, it was
Yeah.
a Ford Expedition in California, or across the border going to California.
Mm-hmm.
25 people were in that vehicle.
25.
They took seats out of the vehicle to get people in that vehicle.
You lying.
I'm dead serious. Look it up. It's on Good Morning
25.
Today.
That was
What?
So 13 of those 25 people died in the car. Mhm. And like just saying that just reminds you like how you risk your life every single day. You put your hands on that steering wheel.
They kind of asked for that. That was
Well,
risky.
so let me tell you, they
Dangerous.
didn't really.
That is
ask for it.
dangerous.
It was human trafficking.
Really?
That's it.
Mhm. Why else would it be 25 people in the car?
Did the article say that? Did they have like an ideal inclination that it was that?
It does say that.
Oh wow.
Either but they also crossing the border.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true. Why? Yeah. Yeah.
Who else is willingly?
Mm-hmm.
25 people willingly getting into a non-car vehicle.
Well, not to
Or
be
non-person
racist, but
yeah.
We're not going there?
We're not gonna do that.
all right. Well,
So,
just saying.
yeah, I mean, but 13 of them died. 13 out of 25 people died.
Wow, Lord, I pray they
If
rest
you
in
see,
peace.
y'all got to go and watch the video, of course. And when you see it, you see how damaged the vehicle is. The people it was hundreds of people who witnessed the accident and said on impact, you just see blood spraying from the car. And then
That's
when you look at the
horrible.
car, and it was a it was a semi-automatic truck, so it was 18, well, bigger than the 18 wheeler, really, but it was a rig.
very
So yeah, it's
devastating thing to hear.
yeah. So people need to realize everybody drives once you're an adult. So anybody who's driving, you have a responsibility when you get behind the wheel of the vehicle, not just to yourself, but to everybody on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledge that it's a green light, it's a stop sign, it's a speed hump, it's pedestrians potentially walking across the street.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God that the guy who hit me actually told the truth about him hitting me, because he thought he killed me.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
He was crying at, when he after he hit me, when he came to my car,
Mm-hmm.
he was already crying when I woke up. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh, he was devastated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept saying like, I could have killed you. And I'm thinking to myself like, okay, let's calm down. I'm still here. I'm alive.
I'm good.
But
Yeah.
what part of
Well,
your
I
car
thought,
did he
you know,
hit? I'm sorry to cut you
The
off.
front right, the passenger side.
Oh, okay.
Did the airbags come out?
2 airbags deployed. The one's next to my knees and my steering wheel. Yeah.
So just the airbags on your side of the car.
Mm-hmm. Well, so the airbags, I was wondering about that too.
Mm-hmm.
The airbags will only deploy if it recognizes weight in the chair.
Whoa.
There's no weight in the passenger chair, which there was nobody in the car.
That's
with me.
dope.
Wow.
I never knew that. Thank you
Me
for
neither.
telling me that. I never knew that.
Yeah, because the airbag is designed to deploy.
Right.
To save
And it
the
makes
person in the
sense.
seat.
It makes sense.
Mhm.
That's why they tell you that the seatbelt is for one person.
Yeah.
It's not for 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
And theoretically, if there was somebody, we're not gonna talk about this, but if somebody was sitting on your lap in the seat,
Right.
you will be in a much worse position because I don't
Yeah.
even know what knocked me out. I don't know. Like it could have been my airbag. I could have hit my head on the window.
The impact was
The
really
impact.
great, Chris.
Yeah.
Like
but
it
you
was.
still got to hit your head somewhere. For it to knock you out.
I don't know. I can't even imagine. I can't even. I
It
just
is what it
hated
is.
seeing
Thank
the car
God
like that.
I'm here. I don't got
Right.
scratches. I had a couple bruises, but I'm okay.
God is good.
I'm okay, everybody. I appreciate all y'all and all the love and support. It really meant something. So many people reached out to me.
It lets you know that people do care about you, right?
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I always knew people care about me. But
Yeah.
it's like to really say it.
When something happened, yeah.
I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it. I kind of wonder what would happen if you passed away. What would the world be like? How many people would be blowing your phone up, reaching out to you, and then devastated that you really gone because you're not answering the phone? Like, what would you do?
You know, that's definitely something to think about. Today my cousin, she had texted me while I was driving, and like I was in King and I were in traffic, like bumper to bumper, and like she no, it really was like we gonna each other's tails. So she had texted me, and it was so sweet. She was just like, she was like, "Hey, baby doll, I just want to let you know, I really love you. Like, she just thinking about me." I'm like, wow, like, and I just put in bold letters like, "I love you," but let her know I'm in traffic, like.
Right.
So she put in capital letters like "be safe." So I completely forgot to text her back because my mind is on traffic. I'm trying to hurry to get to work and blah blah. Now I got King going to work with me every day, so it's different, y'all. She waited a whole hour to text me back and say, "Did you make it to work okay?" And that meant a lot to me because like wow, like she could have just been like, "Okay, well she," and that. Thank you, Des. Shout out to you, girl. Love you. Chris, we're so glad to have you back. I'm glad that you're safe. Thank God he know what he was doing, okay? And you wanted a new car anyway. So shout him out, okay? All right,
That's
y'all.
what's crazy about the whole situation.
I know.
This talk about
I know. God blesses us in mysterious ways. I know, but it's okay. He know what's best. And you good, Hawk, right?
All
right, good. All right, y'all. So this is.
I was going to say something, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
Oh no! If you want to, you go ahead.
That's all right.
Okay. Is your mic on?
I think it is.
Okay.
I'm just not speaking into the mic.
Oh, you know better.
Over here,
oh, we're gonna upgrade you.
All right, y'all. We're gonna dive into the topic tonight.
Yes.
We're talking about parenting and relationships.
Yes.
And that's why we have the beautiful Miss Kim on the show with us.
My goodness.
So,
Oh, y'all, she blushing
Chris.
over here. How cute.
Y'all are just the best.
We try.
Y'all just the best. I just like blow my head up tonight.
Oh,
First, you with your compliments early. I appreciate it, sweet pie.
love you,
And
girl.
thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
absolutely.
Okay,
you.
so I just want to start off by saying, so we know that you are an educator. I just want to know before we get into parenting and relationships, we know that being an educator, it helps out parents because, like Chris was trying to say the other day, well, school is like daycare, but it's different in many other ways. Yeah.
You just don't get to pay with it.
I know.
Don't get the same pay as with daycare.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why did I say that? Let's talk about that. Why did I?
No, we're not saying that right now because we have Miss Kim here. We can't get off topic. Remember that. I just wanted to ask you, with the pandemic and the change with everything that's going on, how has it been for you as an educator to have to transition from going to school, being in the school building, in-person interaction, to now having to talk to these kids through a screen?
Well, to be honest with you, today was actually the last day of doing virtual learning.
Oh, wow.
For me and a lot of teachers and paras. We're actually returning to the building on Monday.
Oh my gosh, how do you feel about that? You excited?
I'm kind of, in between feelings
Mhm.
because I tell everybody, I feel like in a way, the virtual learning being at home was kind of like a blessing.
Yeah.
It has it has pros and cons, and I look at all the pros of it.
Mhm.
We were home, when it's time to take a break, you had opportunity to do so much
Right.
at home, opposed to if you were actually in the school building, you're just there until it's time to get off.
Right.
You get off, you go home, you catch up with your chores, and being home with the kids, being home, as you know, with mom.
Yes.
Close proximity with mom.
Right.
But we're returning on Monday. I told my coworkers today, I said it's kind of a bittersweet thing.
Yeah.
That today is our last day virtual learning. And it is what it is. We got to return and just take precautions once we get in the building. and just be careful and, keep ourselves safe and, protected.
Well, I'm not just saying this because I'm your daughter, but I do admire you for, just being able to transition and being okay with it. Some teachers went on and quit. They didn't want to do it no more. They didn't want to show. They didn't want to have to get online every day. Like, they in the habit, or they were in the habit of getting up and leaving the house and actually seeing their students, and it got a little too tough for some teachers.
Well, that's one thing I couldn't understand. I didn't understand what was the problem with being home. Being home with your family, and just being able to be home or your comfort zone. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, we also know that you love your kids.
Oh, I do.
Right.
I do.
We also know that you're a great parent. So you being an educator just made it all a bonus, okay? And them kids are blessed, even though they don't deserve you. All right, God forgive me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah,
forgive my baby, y'all. Forgive her.
Too far.
It's okay, y'all. It's just look, God is humorous. So let's just keep it there.
You serve a humorous God.
Amen, Lord. All right, Chris, did you have any questions for mom? Because you're not gonna go all day. We sit here and talk like ain't nobody around.
That's why I'm here.
How do you see, what is a long-term issue that you saw with the virtual learning, and then what's a short-term issue that you saw with it? I believe, and I'm asking you this because we know the benefit is the social distancing, not cross-contaminating, not having a large group of people. So everybody can agree that those were great things. But do you see, like, what are some big deal problems that you see with teachers being away from school and only teaching over the phone screen or your computer screen or what have you? And then, if I'm not mistaken, they shorten the length of time for your classes, right? Because there's only so much of the curriculum that you can put into the computer screen and keep the attention of your students.
The attention span, right?
Yeah, they did receive a lot of breaks. The kids get breaks throughout the day, which is good because the kids can't sit there in front of the screen for too long. So we did have the opportunity to get a lot of breaks within the day. And that's the one thing I think about is the difference between actually being in the building. You get a break when it's time to get your break. Lunchtime, you get a half hour, and then it's time to get back, to the classroom. And just to answer your question more precisely, I think as far as the long-term effects of virtual learning and the short-term, in a sense, the sociableness as for the children, it kind of goes both ways to me. A lot of the kids being away from their friends and their peers and the teachers who they just became so close to and not being able to see them every day, physically every day, that I think it took a toll on a lot of the students, and then it kind of caused that disconnect with the kids, not being able to be sociable with their peers and the teachers, and and it kind of, I think it brought on a little bit of depression.
Oh man,
with some of the kids.
I'm so glad you said that because that's something that I actually began to discuss with my mom about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. I was discussing this with her. Just the way that everyone has been impacted by having the quarantine. I'm sorry. Having the quarantine, having to be away from your friends, having to be social in a different way. Whereas though you're used to, like for me, going to work every single day, and no matter rain, sleet, or snow, you're gonna show up, and everybody gonna be there.
Right.
You don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. People call out, but for the most part, it's not too many things that's gonna keep us away from work. So when you go snap your fingers, and now for the last pretty much a year now, we've been doing this virtual learning, virtual this, virtual that. It does change the way you interact with people,
right?
And then, but on a bigger scale, on a macro level, the big picture to me was how many kids. Let's call it what it is. A lot of children slack off in school, and then when they have the opportunity to be virtual, they're not showing up or not turning on their computer. They don't know how to work their computer. They don't have a computer. They're not able to purchase a computer.
Well, the school sent out computers.
Yeah, for Baltimore County, for the most part, they did provide what they
The
call
city did it
devices.
too.
The
That's
city did
good.
too.
Yeah, because
Okay.
my son and my daughter got it.
Mhm.
Okay, that's
But
good.
that don't mean that the kids use them.
Right.
Well, from my experience, what I see with the kids, for the most part, they do turn the device on, but then
After
too,
that,
They turn that
opportunity
camera
to turn
off.
the camera off. And like, so
And they have
they're
the blanket.
present.
they present,
And by
but
them turning it on, that get them a marked present for class. But a lot of times they just don't participate. And one thing too that we spoke about often is a lot of children are not comfortable with sitting and seeing themselves in the computer on the screen all day, because a lot of children do carry so many insecurities.
That's exactly what I was.
And
just
it's so
about to get to.
unfortunate. They have so many insecurities, and just to sit there and know that they not only looking at themselves, but everybody else can see them. Everybody else who's
As
present
they
in
are.
class.
And,
Yeah.
And then to touch on that, so if you are so insecure or so inhibited by your personal appearance that you would rather just not show up to class, because it's really like, I have a friend who I went to school with, who I recently got in contact with, and when I was talking to her, she would tell me like, yeah, like I was so embarrassed that a lot of times I would miss weeks of school
Wow.
just because she didn't want people to see or say something about her or talk about her.
Really?
And it was like,
wow.
dang, it's that, like, you really took it like that serious, like it was that bad.
Mhm.
So for a child today to have this, you literally, it's like you staring yourself in the mirror all day.
Yep.
You can't even
Yep.
focus on your work.
Mm-hmm.
And beyond that, if you're not focusing on your work, how many of these kids are going to have to repeat this grade? A lot of them are not, because it's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's like putting the world on pause for an entire year. You can't do that.
Well, to be honest, I think they're giving a lot of the children the benefit of the doubt, because of the situation, because it was so impactful and it's not their fault.
And I don't 100% disagree with that. I don't 100% agree with it. And I'm going to tell you why. If you give them the benefit of the doubt, life just doesn't work that way. Like, for instance, what just happened to me. Ain't nobody getting the benefit of the doubt in my situation. I don't have a car, or I didn't for a week and a half.
A week, yeah.
There was no benefit of the doubt. Life just don't work that way. So
well, we all know that that's a totally different circumstance.
No,
I respect what you're saying.
Okay, well let's put it back into the circumstance of the
different.
child. So as they get older, and all of the information they did not learn for this year that they missed school, or not miss school, but have virtual learning.
I think they're going to give them an opportunity to make up for a lot of their grades.
If everybody doesn't get on board and work just as hard to get all of that information to them, for the parents who weren't able to send their kids to school for whatever reason, they couldn't stay home with them, or they had a family relative stay home with them, and they not really
like that,
making them do their work. For the kids that got it on mute and got the camera off and they off playing. You get what I'm saying? They missed the whole year of school basically.
Yeah.
So when they come back to this year, y'all a year behind.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You're giving them the benefit of the doubt, but you're really not helping them. It's no different than what we was talking about a few episodes ago when we was talking about how the education, and not just in Baltimore but across the board, can really hinder your growth. And then when you become an adult, when we talking about kids that work for these Fortune 500 countries or companies, they cannot take over those positions because they're not qualified now, or they missed so much.
Right.
And next year you learn what you're supposed to learn last year, and the year after that you learn what you're supposed to learn last year. You get what I'm saying? It's going to continue to go on until you catch up.
Right.
But I must say, Chris, some kids like my son have just blew the water off. I mean,
absolutely.
Some kids, it helped them to get back on track and may go further than what, because now they had that time at home. Wow. They had that free, and his mother definitely, I got to give props to her. Amen.
But wow, that's really big of you.
This,
thank you.
Congratulations to Jeremiah.
Yes.
That is amazing. I'm happy to hear that for him. But I know personally,
it's a lot of kids that didn't make. Yeah, that's true.
I know people, and I watch and I talk to their parents, and
they just can't.
My homeboy's son, for instance, he often what?
Go ahead.
What's up?
Parents and in relationships, but go ahead.
This is
but
parenting
he's about to.
That's-
He's
we
about to.
go into
He's
another
about to go.
thing.
No,
Oh,
no.
yeah,
This is parenting. Go ahead. No, that is definitely on topic. So stay.
We're gonna get back to
Well,
Miss
just
Kim.
real quick before we leave the topic
Mhm.
entirely, I will say this: just like there's a lot of children who fell off, just like you said,
Okay.
there's a lot of kids also who have excelled
Excel.
from being
That's true.
home and being in their comfort zone, and doing what they love to do most. They wanted to be home, but yet they still made sure they were present,
What's up?
in doing their work.
Hey,
Right.
Kendra.
Still
Yeah,
took-
Okay, those of you who's just tuning in, we have the beautiful Miss Kim here gracing us with her
Thank you,
beautiful
baby. Thank
presence.
you, baby.
Okay.
Again,
We're
thank
talking
you.
about parenting and relationships. So Bria reached out, Wayne, Ricky, and also Kendra. So thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you
tuning
guys for
in and
tuning
speaking
in.
to my
Love you.
mommy. Thank you guys of you who's been with us this long, and those of you who's just tuning in. We appreciate it. Parenting and relationships, guys. Now, Miss Kim, I wanted to ask you something. Whoa! Did he really just walk in front of the? No. We already know how you feel about it, King. We're not doing that. You understand? So now you have to stand right there this whole time. And parenting and relationship. Hey, son, you're gonna look at me when I'm talking to you. Understand? My eyes right here, so yours should be too. You gotta stay right on this side because we don't do that, right? Okay, I love you. Back it up now. Back it up now. All right. Do you believe in corporal punishment?
I kind of feel guilty.
You feel guilty? Because you probably just told him to
No,
come
I
across
didn't.
that
I didn't
camera. That's it,
But I
right?
know how our relationship is, so maybe you always accuse me of being so lenient.
What?
Maybe because my presence is here, he thought it was okay to do that. King, that's not cool.
Look, he don't even want to look now. Corporal punishment, baby doll. How you feel about it?
Have you ever received corporal punishment from me?
From you? Y'all, let me tell you about this time, right? Listen. So, mama, years ago, I believe I was like 8 or 9. I don't know. You know what? So this is no excuse. Boober should be getting the same treatment.
Okay,
Anyway,
let's hear it.
I don't know what the exact situation was. What? It's a comment.
He said my nephew was a 4.0 student. This is his first college and virtual learning. Beat his butt.
Beat his butt.
Wow.
I can't believe that. That's funny. All right, so I'm 8 or 9, y'all.
Amen, cuz.
I don't know exactly what happened, but I know I did get smart. I think I rolled my eyes or like did something.
Right.
And y'all, she followed me to my room. She was like, "Yo," she's like, "You want me to put the boxing glove? You want to fight right now?" And I was like, "Oh snap!" Like, yo, I've never seen this side of her. So ever since then, I mean, I probably still try her a little, but not to that extent. But I'm just gonna say, with me, she treated me like she treated her boys like they was royalty. Okay.
Gosh.
Yes,
Oh my
and
gosh.
she made me wear their clothes.
Let me tell you.
No, I did.
Let me. No,
I'm the only girl.
I got
Don't fall for that.
I can't.
Don't fall for
I
The
can't.
only girl, yes.
We can't do this there.
You
This
know
is
what?
Rum TV. We gonna tell the truth on here. Let me.
So
just say
what
this.
you gonna say that she treated me better than the boys? Lies. You didn't even grow up in the same house with me.
Everybody, I dressed you like a little boy, which I did.
You had 5 boys. It's only right.
You have Kendra on here. Kendra can attest. She's seen you plenty of times
Man.
looking like a beautiful little girl.
Yeah, when I started dressing myself at the
No,
tender age of 5.
Oh, my
Just
goodness.
kidding.
You are not gonna lie on your show.
Chris.
Thank you,
shut
Chris. Thank you.
What?
Get back to the question.
All right,
Come
goddamn
on.
corporal punishment. Dang.
Come on.
Are you for it or are you against
I'm
it? Look at her.
against it.
You against it?
I'm against.
My mom
corporal
is
punishment.
against corporal punishment. I grew up very spoiled, and I can.
Yes, she did.
I can't
Yes, she did.
admit.
She know it. She know it.
Hold up. She went from the boys getting
Thank you.
rolled to
Thank
now
you.
she grew up.
That tells you right there.
Hold up.
No, honestly, and my mom probably.
Mr.
My
Will,
mom
can we get a hold up?
probably-
Can we get a hold up?
No, it's too late. No. On Rum TV, if you don't catch it at that time,
Thank you,
please
Kendra.
don't play it. If you don't catch it at that time, you may not play it.
Listen, she agrees with me. Thank you, Kendra. 'Cause
She-
you know.
Listen, there's a difference between giving corporal punishment and abusing your child. Okay,
Absolutely.
there's a difference.
Absolutely.
Let's explain the difference. Go ahead, Quincy. Explain the difference.
You want to get into that? Okay. So a child that do something that don't really understand what's going on, and you start punching them in their face, you slapping them, you leaving bruises. If it's a bruise anywhere else other than on their butt, that's a problem for me. I'm talking finger marks. I'm talking about pinches and all that. That's a problem. My son is laughing because I said butt. That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay.
I can't.
Yes, Kendra, she's very spoiled. However,
Kendra got a nerve.
I think a pinch is considered as corporal punishment.
I never liked pinches.
That's because you don't like it. I didn't like it either. I was pinched when I was
pinched too by you.
I wouldn't classify a pinch as corporal punishment.
Classify what's corporal punishment, what's not. We'll define it for us.
Let me tell you something. You do like Cortez just said, you got parents out here who really go to the extreme of discipline a child. They will get a stick. They would get belts. They will wet the belt.
Pushing their kids down the steps.
Extension cords.
Can I just say this though? Where did those parents get that from?
I think it was a learned behavior. I think it was a learned behavior, and it comes from way back when. Because this day and time, children don't get. Well, I can't really say that. I don't know everybody in the world,
but some of them get that.
Some of them do, right? But as far as people I know, most kids today that I know of sometimes barely get disciplined.
I was gonna say I don't even want to talk about my discipline.
Was it good or was it bad?
My dad was famous for smacking you upside the back of your head. So.
Okay. Do you think that contribute to the way you think now? I just
tell you what, look,
I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry.
If you did something wrong, trust me. As soon as you realize you did something wrong, you duck.
Okay, but when he smacked you in the back of your head, was it hard? Was it like, boy, get away from me?
Or did you still feel love after you got that hit?
Heck no.
You didn't?
Kidding.
Okay.
Kendra, I do agree.
Give me 1 second, Chris. So you can go ahead and read that comment out because I know you need here, honey. So when somebody comments something to you, you can go ahead and read that out so we can see what your audience is saying.
Oh, I apologize. Okay, Chris, should I read this comment?
Kendra said,
"Oh yeah, well." Treasure Forever 87 said, I don't believe in that type of discipline. I don't either.
Why not, Kendra?
No.
She don't like corporal punishment.
She's referring to the corporal punishment using weapons.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay, so go ahead, Kendra. I would like for you to comment down below, and we'll read it after you say what was name.
Look, 1-855-493-6499.
Stop talking over each other.
I'm sorry.
Not you.
I do want to say though, the most weapon I think I've ever used on a child was a little flimsy belt. And I'll explain why I said flimsy.
And spoon. And a spoon.
A plastic spoon.
That's right.
My mother told me we should always have, like, she said a little wooden spoon, but a little plastic spoon for the kitchen to discipline little kids.
No,
like,
she said mother. She was very specific.
Yeah, my mother. She always said women should not smack their children with their hands,
their bare hands,
because our hands are for nurturing.
Oh,
so if you have to discipline,
that is so awesome.
Yeah, yes. If you have to discipline, use a little plastic spoon or a little wooden spoon. And when I said the flimsy belt, I do refer to it as a flimsy belt because I have 5 boys, and the older of my 5 boys, the older 4, every time I had to give them a beating and I thought I was really doing something, I would be like, turn around, lean in your bed. They did that, but then I smacked their butts, and when I walk down the hall, I hear a bunch of laughing. I wasn't really giving it to them, like I was hoping.
That's terrible.
Okay. So did you have a talk with them before, or did you just go right in there and say, you pissed me off and this is what it is, or what? Like, how was it? Did you talk to them before you hit them, or did you just go hit them?
Talk to your brothers. Hey, look, I always talk to your brothers.
Hold on. Let me tell you what Chooser said. Chooser said, I used to get my butt whipped like a slave. I got hit with everything growing up.
Now, Chooser, comment down below and let us know how that make you feel growing up. Like, is this something that did you actually learn from that, or what? Like, but we have Kendra here who says, hold on, wait a minute. She said no spanking. She feel like it makes the kids more aggressive. I don't know about that. I don't know.
I got Atlantic City,
but with a shoe, I done got beat with a brush.
Why did you get on please and say that?
Was with a belt,
I'm full corporal punishment.
If it was ever an instance where we was in an awkward space and my parents would just grab the closest thing to them We was bad because as I was growing up, me and my brother kind of got used to beating. It's like, all right, we knew we was gonna get hit 3 times.
So y'all just was
and after
ready
the third
for
time,
it. You was like,
get up. You know, you
already know it was over.
That it was over. And one time we got up on the third one,
and it wasn't over.
Was like,
oh no,
why y'all moving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Like, hold
He
up,
wanted y'all to feel it.
Yeah, y'all already knew.
So Mr. Wilbur said you are for corporal punishment.
Yes, I am, because I grew up in a house down the street from your father. Ola B. Carrington House, 437 North Passing Park.
Check it out.
And Ola B. Carrington and my mother and my aunts, they believed in using the belt.
Okay.
Now, it wasn't like we was bad kids,
right?
At all. But the fact of the matter, it did give us discipline. It wasn't like we had whelps on us or something like that. I mean, now my cousin Steven, the one that played with Cool in the Game now, he got some stitching cords and all that stuff. He was a bad child. He was a bad child. But he was, he came out so good, so it's like, I'll try to be the good one now. Bubbles, on the other hand, he got beatings too. Marcus, he was the youngest one, so him and Lindell, it was cool. He right. The babies, if you the baby child, most likely you're not getting it like that. Now Jeremiah, I'm giving it to him because he a big boy. I'm giving it to him.
Oh, so that plays a part in it.
Yeah, because see, once
gotta make sure that the discipline is
right, because he's a man.
Mm-hmm.
He's becoming a man. He's growing, and I got to show him who the daddy is.
Okay.
So now I don't suggest that the mother do that because, like you said, the mother job is to nurture him.
Yep.
Let me be the father. It's the mother job to nurture him. It's my job to raise him as his father.
It's funny that you said that because I actually had a conversation with my homeboy Mike earlier this morning. Shout out to Mike Kelly, y'all. Y'all know
this man get a shout out every show.
And me and Mike was talking, and we was talking about if a mom disciplines you to the extent that a father would, a lot of times you can emasculate your son.
There you go, son. You speaking it. You speaking the truth. Yes, sir.
Level to dominate a man.
Yes, sir.
Even if he's a young man.
You going in there.
But hold on, I'm gonna get back to that. I want you to
get back to it.
What Chooser said. Chooser said, I learned from it every time I got beat, but I still turned around and did the same thing over and over again. So did you really learn from it, Chooser?
Yeah, did you learn?
He said
Chooser didn't learn. He didn't learn.
A bad kid growing up. But every time I got a beating for no reason, sometimes I used to feel like I didn't want to live no more. I had bruises, handprints, and everything.
Oh wow! I'm sorry that
you also got to think about that child's environment too,
right,
like what's in the,
That's exactly why I said, where do you think the parents that are going the extent to get switches and things from? They were beat like that growing up, and that discipline was taught to them. That's why they're disciplining their children that way.
That's so true because I know for a fact a personal experience where the parent learned it from the aunts, the mother, because the women in that family did do that to the men. They fought the men. They didn't respect the men. So if you have a child, a man child, you treated him the same way. And then now you got to turn all that, because, just like I said, most of the cats that we had a lot of problems with was with guys that did not like women or didn't like their mothers. They're the worst. So when you growing up like that, and that's what the women are seeing in their family. So when they get a man child, they try to treat them like that. And it's a total different game. That's how come at a certain point in time, the son needs that father need to be there if the father is there.
See, and that's what I wanted to ask.
That one too.
That's what I wanted to ask. So what do you tell a mom who does have a little boy, and like mommy was saying, Graham said, it's not good for the mom to put her bare hands on the child, but at the same time, you're saying that that's the father's job. So what if she can't just pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I need you to handle this"?
But see, that's the key. There should be some man in the child's life.
So the mom should just choose somebody else.
You have uncles or older brother, or perhaps, or however it does. You have to have some kind of balance, because if the mother keeps going overboard, which I have dealt with,
where
you got to call child protective service and all that stuff, then that becomes a problem.
Okay.
And now we don't want to go there because parenting is now you're parenting the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
So now there has to be balance.
That when it gets to a point where we normally this happens in older children when you 13, 14, 15.
Or younger. It could be younger.
Because that's what I was thinking about being younger.
Some younger.
Because if you don't nip it in the bud before they get to that age, you might grow up. Your son may grow up to be a big boy.
No,
right.
No,
and
I
then
get that. What I'm saying is though, a lot of times the issue comes in is when your discipline is not strong enough that your child feels like it's disciplined.
Careful, Mr. Wilbur.
You have to go so far as a woman to almost inflict more pain in order to create discipline in your child is what we're talking about. So when you have to go that far, that's where it would be more effective to have a man step in as a disciplinary parent to say, look, you got to get your act together or we're going to keep being right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm being honest with you. When you say what you said about, the boys laughing at you when you leave the room, my mother kind of already knew that from the time I was a little boy, like 5, 6 years old. If she smacked me, she knew she didn't want to hurt me, so she ain't smacked me that hard. And it was like, okay, and we keep moving. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that on air. I've done something that I'm not proud of, and now that I think about it, like it's disrespectful because as a man, you know that you're stronger and that you're bigger and that you know that. Mom can't really hurt you. My mother hasn't been able to hurt me since I was like 12 years old. I mean, not
proud of it.
Do it, but she would have had to go to a great length to really hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas my father, it took to me, I was like 18, 19, and even at that age, I still wasn't really challenged him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it takes a great bit of strength to discipline a male child.
It does because my thing in my situation, like in my parenting Jeremiah, thank God that me and my ex are at this point now, where so if something goes wrong with Jeremiah, she calls me, and I didn't even care if she called my brothers.
Really?
Because see,
I like that.
It's a village. So even if you don't want to call me, call Marcus or call Tank.
Right.
So they can talk to him because everything and I say this to Jeremiah. Jeremiah has something that I never had. He have uncles. He have, a father that's there. You know what I'm saying? Me and Marcus didn't have that or Tank didn't have that. So we didn't have uncles that we could reach out to or do. They was there, but it was a whole nother different thing going on. Hello. So the whole idea is that, it takes a village to raise a child. I go to my favorite scripture, if you train the child when he's young, when he get older, shall never depart. And that's what all is about. You got to get them at that young age because round about 5 or 6, it start to form. And then you dealing with a whole nother beast if you don't deal with it.
You're right.
If you don't
say that when my dad stopped beating us, we stopped getting like real beatings by the time we was like 9 to 10. Yeah, we didn't have to no more,
right? Because
we knew. All right,
you already trained y'all.
Yeah,
right.
We knew if
you do this,
me
you
and my
gonna
brother,
get it.
When we got beatings, it was because we were fighting. That's the only time we would still get beatings because we never stopped fighting.
Wow.
And I mean, we don't fight today.
I'm not saying like that, but
I'm saying like when if it became a physical fight where we were throwing punches, we were both getting beat.
I would beat you too. Give me 1 second. So Kendra says, and sometimes it makes kids fear their parents instead of respect them. That's just my opinion. I don't want my kids to do what I say because they're scared of me. I want them to do what I say because they respect my authority.
That's it. I don't want my son to be scared of his mother.
I agree, Kendra.
I don't want to be scared of me. Know that I hit you in love. You challenging that? You want your kid to be scared?
No, I don't. But I'm gonna tell you.
Some kind of fear.
Another conversation I had with Mike Kelly.
You see, Mike Kelly, Mike Kelly just come on the show. At this point,
get him, man. No, we was talking about this actually, like a week ago. So imagine you dealing with a family member and they continue to get over on you. And continue to get over on you.
Right.
Y'all are both adults, right? You think they would get over on their homeboy who would really do something back to them if they found out they was getting over on them? Because he think because y'all family, because y'all love each other, that you're gonna keep getting over on them. No. That fear creates respect. it doesn't mean that you gotta be like when you walk in the room, you start shivering or shaking.
Yeah. I got that. I got that.
The authority comes
the
from
authority.
fear of
The authority.
punishment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you. Yes.
I think in a sense, and I don't mean to cut you off,
No, I'm
but
sorry, go
it's like it goes hand in hand, to be honest. When you have to respectfully fear a parent.
You just agree
you're
with
not-
Kendra.
you're not-
I told
fearing the
Kendra.
I'm just
you
joking.
fear the consequences.
I told
That's what
Kendra,
it is.
I already said I agreed, but I'm saying, children have to have a respect for their parent, and they have to fear what the consequences may be.
Right. They
Okay,
have to be
so my
consequences.
question
that's
for
why I said
Have
it
to be
goes hand in
consequences.
hand.
my question is, are you for corporal punishment or no? You are for it?
Oh yeah, all the
Okay,
way.
so we're on the same page, and Mr. Woodman,
Yes,
okay.
yes,
So
yes.
we have
That's not for corporal
Miss Kim
punishment.
is not for corporal punishment,
But
and
she's
Kendra-
a teacher too.
I know, and
So,
Kendra is
that
not for
plays a
corporal
lot.
punishment
Very
as well.
limited.
So
That
what
plays a
I want to
lot.
know is, what alternatives do you and Kendra have? Since you guys are perfect parents here, what
Oh, Lord
alternatives
Jesus,
do
don't
you
she
guys
just say
have
that.
other than
Good
corporal
shot by
punishment?
C.
So are you saying any type of physical discipline is considered as corporal punishment?
That's why I asked you to define
Right,
it
it's
earlier.
not.
Right, that's what
It's
I'm
not
saying.
though.
Okay, but I explained it. I mean, because you asked me, I said about abuse. If you're like
That's
picking
when
up
it's
anything,
excessive.
That's
So
excessive
that type of
corporal.
punishment, I
Excessive.
don't agree with.
you don't agree with that.
Right, but sometimes, because the Bible does say, you spare
Spare
the
the
rod,
rod, spoil the child. Exactly.
So we
How
are
you spare the rod?
right.
Amen.
You have to put your hands on the kids sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and it also says it's
But
not
what
going
if
to
you
kill
put your
them.
hands
It's
on your
not going to kill
kids and
them.
they laughing at you?
That's where
That's
Mr. Wilbur
where-
said, that's where the men have to come in.
That's
Yeah,
where
because
I'm
today
telling
I
you.
Children do
I'm
fear
telling
more
you.
so when a man touched them opposed to a woman, because a woman is not. The Bible says we are weaker vessels. So these boys do. They have
Let me-
laughed at me.
Let me
when
let
I'm
me say
disciplined.
this.
Laughed at my mom. I caught her
and-
hand. She tried to
yeah.
smack me.
Oh Lord.
See?
Because look at him.
That's what I'm gonna tell. But
Ooh, Lord Jesus.
and when I
Bless
did
you,
it,
boy.
When you
I
get to that
laughed at
point,
Where's your boy? Yes.
and then that's when I backed off.
Yeah, boy.
I was way harder.
Boy, woo.
and you know what? And just to touch on too, where you were talking about demasculating boys,
Mhm.
women.
Yeah.
I vowed to myself I never want to do that with my sons.
Amen.
I don't want none of them growing up all flimsy and wimpy.
Right.
And
I was just
you
gonna
Or
know,
hate
feel like
women.
I hate
Just hate women.
because
Yeah.
my
Well,
mother
It's a
took
thin line.
advantage.
It's a thin line.
And I think I know some people who that have happened,
Happened to, yes.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say what could happen is you end up raising children that are
Mhm.
able or they think it's okay to now fight a girl
Yep.
because you've
There
witnessed
you go.
mommy can really hurt me.
Right.
So maybe this girl can hurt me the same way mommy can. And when you get into that situation, now you had to teach your child that it's not okay to hit a girl, which they really should know already, but because they can't compartmentalize, okay,
Mhm.
you're still a human being at the end of the day, and you can inflict pain on me. They don't understand that the pain I'm inflicting is so much greater than the pain that you're able to inflict
Right.
on me.
And the worst part of it too is that these men grow up not having respect for women. That's a bad thing.
That's true too. That's true.
That's
a
and
possibility.
that's the key, because see, I was taught, because I seen my father hit my mother. I knew when I was growing up I wasn't going to do that.
But wait a minute. So you saw that happen.
I saw that happen. Yes.
And because you didn't want it to happen so bad, you made sure it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because it's some guys who grow up and hit women
Right,
because they see
saw it. Right.
and they say that, oh, I don't like that. My mother was hurting, but then they turn around and do the same thing.
To a woman, right?
You know?
And that's the whole idea. When you get into that place with a situation like that, me and my brother vowed that we would not hit women.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying that I don't know some other cats that do that, but then you got some cases where the woman does hit the man, and then don't expect the man to hit him back. See what I'm saying? Now we going into this, from their parenting skills.
We done had this conversation.
Yeah,
already.
we done had that with the parenting skills of where did they get that from? Don't hit a man. Nobody should hit nobody. Bottom line.
It's so funny you say that. Me and my brother, my brothers and my sister had a running like that. The younger of my two sisters.
Mm-hmm.
She was famous for it because she would take advantage.
She would take advantage of it.
Knew, if y'all
Nothing
hit
will
me,
happen.
they
ain't gonna do
y'all
nothing.
up.
Right.
So you know, she would go around and we get to arguing, and then if you said something mean enough, she would be like, all right, now it's time. And then she bang you on your back when you walk away. And then, you know, go run. Because we weren't going to hit her back. We would go like run and chase her and tackle her.
Right.
Y'all said tackle her.
Yeah, I got you.
We did something that it hurt, or we would push over a chair or something, you know. And still get in trouble, but not in as much trouble as if we
right. But then some women who have grew up in a situation like that, where they see the mother, the aunts fight the husbands, and they don't disrespect. They disrespect the man. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like
and you learn how to be a parent from your parents,
right? And you think that is the right way to do. Go ahead.
No. I'm just want to shout out Sean with the drip.
Sean with the drip.
This is a 16-year-old little guy. He said his beatings hurt so bad he just wanted to run away. Why you do that, Mom? Then he said, I straight packed my cars, my sleeping bag, and the one sock, getting ready to open that door.
Son, don't forget the pull up. Don't forget
that one pull up.
That one pull up.
It's my little brother.
If you need to stay at my house, bro, you can.
Yo, don't do that.
That's his heart.
He put a pull up in his bag.
Yes, my door is always open, bro.
No, it hit a market bag.
Inside his car's bag.
Oh my God.
And I just wanted to touch on that. He was only like King's age.
Right.
And to him,
4.
I think when I whatever I smacked him for, it hurt his feelings more so than anything.
That's what it does.
That's totally what it is.
That's what it does.
He was the youngest of my children.
That's what it does.
And his feelings hurt. I love you, baby. I'm sorry.
And see, that's what happens. Like with my son, he want to please his mother so bad. Oh my God, he really wants. But when it come to me, oh my God, I be like, son, didn't I just tell you? So I got to do more enforcing.
That's exactly what I mean.
That's how it is.
Respect.
It's a respect for his mother.
You know, it's funny because a lot of parents think that when you had that real tight-knit buddy relationship with your child, the respect goes out the window. But a lot of times that actually enhances the respect because you become like more down to earth to your child. Where you know, like as a kid, I'm gonna tell you firsthand, especially when I was younger. I couldn't imagine my dad being 12 or 13 or 14 years old going through the stuff I was going through because in my mind, I've always seen you be 30 or older. You know what I'm saying? My dad's 30 years older than me. So I can't fathom what it means for you to have been through what I've been through. You don't understand. Mm-hmm. And then as I got older and I got, you know, closer and tighter with my dad, and I done seen all the pictures of him and where everybody say, yo, you look just like little Kenny.
Wow.
And it's like you see him and you're like, oh, I can see how we look alike. We built the same and all of this and all of that, right? So then it's like now when I hear my dad tell me something, I can instantly just listen to him because I know now he's really been through what I'm going through, what I'm about to go through. He can tell me, you know, what's going to happen if I do this, what's going to happen if I do that. And it's seamless now. So I think the responsibility of the parent is to make sure you establish that respect. Establish that great relationship where you can be close to your child. Make your child your best friend. I really don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I feel like when I have a son and I want one so bad.
You're going to have one son.
Yeah. No, he going to have a daughter because he want a son so bad.
I had a son off of the first pop.
Really? Well, he's at the first pop.
We're going to leave that alone because we're not popping nothing over
I done told my age, right? I done told my age on that one, right? They said pop. What's pop? What?
But listen. So you know, for me, I feel like I can't wait to have my son to be my best friend because I know I'm my dad's best friend. My dad called me so much sometimes I'd be like, dang. Like he must, he's lonely. He's not like he's somebody.
Let me call my son.
You're not the only one who calls. So
see, she always got the wrong son.
It's because she's the only girl. She feel like she got to insert herself.
In it.
I don't have to. It just happens. Right. But then we have Kendra here. She said that her alternative from corporal punishment is she takes her kids' toys, their electronics, anything that they works. Enjoy. Yes. But Kendra, how long do you take their toys and their electronics for? And then like do they just straighten up and they be like, oh, she just gonna take my toys, let me make sure I leave this toy story out and I'm gonna hide my iPad.
This is not every child, but I'm gonna tell y'all that was my mom's way of discipline. She
really knew. So your mom didn't cook really?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, so because like I said, you've seen me and my mom, I tower over her. she can't hit me and hurt me. She knows that she had to pick up a chair and try to kill me to hurt me.
But it wasn't always like that.
What?
Look at you. You're proud of it.
My mom is 5'1". Okay?
You're proud of it.
Last time I was 5'1", I was 10 years old.
Oh my gosh, you proud
You
of
were
it.
definitely over your mother.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So when she wanted to discipline me, she had to tell me, Chris, you can't go outside. You can't play football.
Yeah,
you
there
can't play
you go.
basketball.
That hurts.
You can't play the game.
That's it.
You can't watch TV. And it'll be like, okay. And I would find something else to do.
Well, that's good because
Or
all
I would
kids
just
don't
do
obey.
a bunch of chores.
Right.
I would wash her car. I
Right.
would
To
go
make
take
it
the
right.
dog
There
for
you
the
go.
walk.
There you go.
And then you'd be like, all right, Ma, I did all these things. Can I go outside? And I done did so many good things that she done forgot that she punished me.
Punch me.
By the time she called my phone to say, you know, you punished, you gotta come back in the house, it's 9 o'clock. And I gotta come in the house anyway. I'm like, all right, well, I got away with it today. You know what I'm saying? It's not a real punishment.
Right.
Okay,
right.
so who's your favorite parent with that being? Because your dad beat you know what? So who's your favorite parent? Your mom or your
I
dad?
don't have one.
Oh,
That's a good answer. Good answer.
They
Good
say
answer.
anything
Don't
for
ask
the
me.
camera.
Don't
They
ask
say
me.
anything for the
I'm
camera.
not in front of the camera.
She tried it just now because I've actually said on Rum TV who my favorite parent is. But y'all gotta go back and find that episode.
Well, now it's about parenting and relationships. Okay, so we're on to the relationship part. No, you go ahead, beautiful.
Okay, I just want to add this.
Go ahead, add to it. Add to it.
She doing
And
too
my
much.
growing up, and once I started having children and all, I heard a lot of people say, you should never classify your child as your best friend. You're supposed
So
to be parent and child.
Cortez and Miss
I
Kim are
think-
best friends.
I think that's good, depending on the age of the child. Once they become adults, I mean, once you
Then you might
establish
go
all
there.
your respect
Right.
and all the good
Yeah.
things,
Then we might can go there.
because
Yeah.
this young lady is my friend.
Gang, gang,
My
gang,
best
gang.
friend.
This my best friend. I'm her
And
best
then one
friend.
time
And
I
you mess
used to
with
feel
her,
guilty.
you mess with me.
At one time I
About
used to
that.
feel guilty. I was like, wait a minute, should she be my best friend? Is it okay? Because she's my daughter.
Of course, it's okay. You only have one girl.
I know that now, but I know
but
that
at a
now.
certain age, though, like
Oh,
you said,
right.
like my
Oh,
son,
gosh.
I could say my son is probably will get there, but I can't put him in that place. Don't
Right,
come
because
up
he's
to me and
still a
say,
child
bro.
now.
Don't come up and
Right.
say, hey, bro. No, I'm your father.
Mhm.
See, what I really want to say is on that whole, you know, your parents and you and your parents can't be best friends. I really just don't like bang with that, and I'm telling my age.
Right.
I don't bang with that because I feel like if you're coming, everybody's situation is unique. Okay,
Right.
so
Absolutely.
this is my girl, this is my world, and she's the only other female I've ever said it about. Like, you know, I only say it about May and you, the only two. Okay, so I
Mhm.
felt more acceptance from my mom. I seen her go through the works, you know,
Right, I
and
got
still we even been through it, and she still was like, no, I still love you the same, like, you know.
Right. This
so
is what it is.
yeah,
Right.
from another parent who may not treat you the same and just like, you're disowned. I'm not talking to you. 2
And
months without
see,
talking to
That's
you.
one
We
thing
cool
I
with
could
that.
never
see,
do.
I don't.
Never.
That didn't stick too well with me.
That's the thing. Like when you got one parent that is one way and the other parent is the other way, and then you know, like some things, like in my situation, some things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you try to, you know, and this may go through with the parents. I know we over time, but this may go through with the parents. Like, one parent may try to say, well, I want that more affection than the other parent, and it's not a competition.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to compete with his mother.
Mhm.
I'm just saying I'm his father.
Mhm.
So put me in that place,
Mhm.
and I will put you in the place of being a mother.
Right.
You know, and there's some things I can't teach him how to treat women,
Mhm.
but I can show him how, hey, this how you do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now his mother, he gonna love his mother, but his mother can also teach him the nurturing side of dealing with a woman.
Mhm.
I can't, you know, I can tell him, hey, son, you don't do that. You open the door for a woman, you stand on this side of a woman. There's certain things that you learn that a man can teach you if the man is in that right standing place.
Mhm.
You know, because every man is not. And every man is not a father. So
Absolutely.
let's put that out there. So,
Every man is not a father.
every man is not
What
a
makes
father.
him a dad and not a father?
Woo, Shabbat. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show.
I can nip it in the bud and just say it right now.
Go
in a
ahead, go ahead.
nutshell.
Go ahead.
A father is a man who produces a child,
Mm-hmm.
but a dad is a person who's actually there for the child and does and fill in and play the role as a loving, nurturing parent.
So okay, so the dad is basically just a donor, but the father is the one who
No.
The father's the donor.
Father
the
don't.
father's the
The
donor.
father.
But
Every
the
man who
dad
has a baby who shoots a sperm, produces
is
a
not
child.
it's not
is
a
a
dad.
father.
It's a father,
you out.
right?
They're called a father. You
Father.
had a
Right.
baby.
He is the father.
But
Mhm.
a dad,
But a dad
daddy,
is a different story.
pop. That's the one who's there, who takes care of that child.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I
So,
misspoke then. I misspoke. Cause I said the man's
Whoa.
not a father.
Reassure them.
No, you
Do
said
all
the
the
way
wonderful
you.
things for them.
Yeah, I got you.
Yo,
Okay.
you wrapped that up nicely, Miss.
Thank
Kim.
you.
Can we
Yes,
get a
you did. That
round?
was
A
good.
round of applause.
Or as Cortez would say, a hand clap.
Hand clap. We get a hand clap.
Thank you very much.
I missed the comment. I'm sorry. She just said, I ain't gonna lie. Them beatings made me the person I am today. So I turned out kind of good through all them pains, cries, and sad nights.
Mhm.
Them beatings had me scared of my father until I got in my 20s. And when my mother used to beat it, I think he said beat me, made me today to be scared of certain women in any form or fashion. Ooh.
Well, you know what? It sounds like with Chooser, a lot of his discipline, his parents' strategies of discipline, they may have went a little overboard. And a lot of times you have to reassure children after a discipline. And it sounds like he may not have gotten that. Because you do hear a lot of comedians this day and time who say, thank you, mom, thank you, dad, for how you raised me and when you disciplined me and it made me a better person. And if it doesn't make you a better person, it was done wrong.
That is true.
I did want to ask you one more thing before we close up. So, how old do you think is too old to still call your parents mommy and daddy?
Never.
I love the fact that y'all said
Baby.
never, but let Chris.
Never. I
You should
call
stop
my
saying-
mother mommy, mom, all that.
Chris think you should stop saying at the tender age of 2 years old.
Well, bless his heart. Bless his heart.
No.
What I said was,
What you
I
say?
don't call my mom mommy. She's mom or mom. Like that's it.
Okay.
That's it. Or I have a slew of other names I could call her that is between my mom and I.
I don't want to make you feel bad, but I've always heard that there's a difference between mommy and mom. Saying you all like you feel like she's more nurturing when you call her mommy. You can run to her. She's more loving. But when you say mom, oh, that's my mom. Oh, or whatever. Like,
See, look.
but I'm not saying for you, Chris. I'm just
All I'm
saying.
saying is I'm
Listen.
Hulk. I can't be walking around with mommy.
When you say it like that,
I just say
please
mom.
don't.
I say, hey, mom, how you doing? You know, I don't
I
say
can
mommy.
do that. You get what I'm saying?
I'm not saying mommy.
That's what I.
It's a man.
You
It's
just,
a woman
but
thing.
you just said, oh, I'm never.
With her,
No,
though.
I agree with her, but it's never. But I'm not me personally.
Okay.
It's a man thing too.
That's
That's
what
a
I'm
man thing. I mean, I ain't going around
Hold on,
saying
hold on.
mommy.
I'm about to say,
I'm just not
yo,
doing that.
So
I
when
just
did you
not-
stop
Your
saying
boy,
mommy
Johnny
then?
Ball.
I never said mommy.
You never.
I never said mommy.
Agreed.
I never said mommy.
You did agree, but
I
it's okay.
did.
It's
I
okay.
did. But I'm just saying,
If
it's
I'm
never
at
too
the,
late.
if I'm out at the
to do
bar
that.
with my boys and my mother call, I'll be like, "Yo, mom, what's up?"
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's the way I'm. I'm not
You
saying
ain't
mommy.
never gonna, because
Hear me.
I'm gonna tell you,
Mommy,
when you get off the phone,
You know, mommy, how you
know
doing?
what?
When you
I'm not
turn back,
saying
It
that.
depends on the mommy.
That's a girl
it's gonna be
thing.
a glass of milk sitting right there at the bar.
That's a
waiting
girl
for you.
thing.
No,
You
I
turn
think it's
back
an
around.
ego. I think it's an ego thing right now with what y'all saying and how
I ain't
y'all
calling
putting it. My
That mommy
oldest child, which is a male, as we all know, my oldest son, he's be 30 in
Give me
September.
30.
He's 30.
I'm
My
gonna be
baby.
30.
My oldest son still calls me mommy.
Yes.
And to me, it's really a term
That's
of endearment. It's a term of endearment. You know, that touches my
It's
heart.
fine.
it
And
makes
she
me-
still calls
it
him
makes
baby.
me feel special. All my children, my babies, always.
But what,
forever.
I think I'm my mommy
Always.
baby too. See, I'm my
was gonna say
mommy
my
baby.
mommy.
so
Quincy
because we
still
just
calls
said
me
mommy,
I'm
right?
always gonna say mommy.
I'ma just say
But I just say
mommy.
mom.
Look, it's
I just
cool
say mom.
for to each his own. I'm just
Right.
saying you ain't gonna catch me saying.
I'm not saying mommy
Oh,
though. I'm
look.
just not gonna say it. It's just
Look,
mommy,
Different
mommy. I'm not.
We're
Nah.
not doing that. I, look,
Ma.
thank you, ma. Appreciate you, ma. I love you, ma.
Even my son don't say mommy.
That
He
mommy
say
stuff
mom.
stopped at like 14 for me. Really,
He's
really.
he's
I'm
saying
being
mom
honest
right
with you.
now.
Mommy
Maybe
stuff.
maybe 16.
But why I gotta be mommy stuff?
That's it.
As you get old and as you mature, look, I'm gonna tell you this is real talk right here. when you out with your boys,
You're
and
not
they be
saying
joning on
mommy.
you because you saying mommy.
Oh,
you
that's you're gonna
saying
stop. You're gonna stop.
It ain't
not
none of
gonna-
their
They're
business.
gonna
they
stop.
joke-
No.
What happens is
They joke, Chris.
What you learn the man law violation,
That's right. Then you don't do
and
it.
you stop doing that
Oh,
stuff.
That's right.
my God.
I just got
That's
a
another
question
show.
that's
The
true.
man law violations.
As far this is the last question, we're gonna be done. Okay, as far as relationships we incorporate with parenting, is it okay to argue or have disagreements in front of the children? I heard that it's okay if you have disagreements as long as you show them kids that, hey, I still love your mom, I still love your dad, we can
I
hug
was
this out.
Just gonna say it's
Yeah.
important for them
see
to
that
witness y'all have a disagreement and
work it
handle it the right way.
Okay, but just disagreements,
And
and
If-
then
if-
y'all try to
if-
make up
I
later.
was gonna say if the disagreement is flying out of control,
Mhm.
then
Stop.
that's when you
That's
need
where it
to
becomes a
not
problem.
have it in front of
right,
the child.
right.
But no, it's very important to me. I know I don't want to talk about my parents' disagreements because
You don't gotta go in
I've
detail.
seen irons be thrown at each other. They done broke.
Well,
numerous
well,
things
let me
around the
let me say
They
this,
done hit me
Chris.
with stuff.
Let me say this, Chris.
Hey, yo.
I had to learn not to argue with my ex in front of my son
Mm.
because it would take me to another level.
And
A
it
level
takes
that I
lot of
didn't-
self-discipline to
It
do
does,
that.
and so
Wow.
now I'll be
I'm-
like, okay,
I'm
whatever.
like
Wow.
that too. So
Yeah.
like, I
I don't want to argue.
know, like really know me. I'm not one to argue.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's gonna escalate so high.
Right, so you be like,
fast
okay,
that I'm gonna put my
fine.
hands
I'd
on
rather
Mm.
being a man is better to walk away. Amen.
And,
Put your hands
and
on
a
the
woman too.
And a woman too.
She should
But-
know not to.
But I'm
I
just
feel like
saying,
it's good for
if
a
it
woman
goes
to
in-
learn
that's
that
why I
she
don't
should
argue
not
with
elevate
Okay.
her voice. I wish I would have learned that, but because I feel
Yeah,
like
my-
I
my
was
son
always
did.
being attacked by this male in my life, I
Mhm.
felt like that was the way to express, my
And
anger.
see, that's the thing. That's the thing. How the Bible said you shouldn't provoke your children.
Absolutely.
So when Jeremiah gets to that moment,
Mhm.
I lay back
Mhm.
because I know he's going somewhere. So now I have to go to a side of me and say, okay, son, what are you really saying?
Wow.
I'm not angry at you. And that's the thing.
Mhm.
My thing is that no secrets.
Right.
Tell me what happened
Mhm.
so we can deal with it. If you don't tell me what happened, then it may be a problem.
Mhm.
Because see, my thing is that if I know the issue, I can deal with it.
Right,
If I
right.
don't know the issue,
Right.
then this becomes a problem.
Mm.
So if you
Right.
break something in the house, tell me you broke it.
Right.
We can replace that.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that shows as you get older to the truth will what?
Set you
set
free.
you free.
Yeah.
right.
So
Or to
it's-
get you in trouble.
yeah, or to get you in trouble too. So that's another whole. We can talk about that too. But the whole idea is that parenting. And I'm still learning how to raise
Same.
my son. But I do know this: what my father didn't do, I'm doing.
Mhm.
So, Mr. Booba,
That's
Thank
what's
you for
important.
that.
That's what's
while we on the
important.
topic of truth setting you free, the pool tie disconnected.
The
Oh
what?
my gosh.
The pool tie is disconnected.
From where?
Confession.
It was this.
It was on the side of this table over here.
It was round something.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well,
Just
you
the
tell
crash
Marcus.
court.
You're going to tell Marcus. You
You're
can
gonna have
replace
to pay for
that.
that.
Pay for that tie right there.
And it's
We'll
funny.
pay
I
for
just
that.
bought a pack of those today. If I
Oh, we got to
known,
punch him. We got
If
to
I
punch
would've
him.
known.
We got to
Okay.
punch
Cool,
him.
cool,
So
cool.
we keep them. As you can see,
I was
we ain't gonna
just-
talk
yeah,
about the
I was
studio.
there to ask
It's
you.
everywhere. It's just everywhere.
Yeah.
We use for everything.
My money tight right now.
It's all right. We can work
I
it
had
out.
to buy
I'll
a
put
new
you on the
car.
payment. I'll put you on the payment plan, baby.
It'll be back long soon.
Oh my. See,
Yeah.
But you
Go
just
ahead.
said it first. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Royale Urban Media on this fine Friday evening. It's your girl Cortese and your boy,
Chris.
and we had the beautiful Kim. And thank you so much, Mr. Wilbur. Thank you guys
Thank you
for
for
tuning
having me,
in.
guys. I love you always and forever.
Oh wow, so much love, and we'll see you next week.